Good morning. Today we're going over our trades for 10, 15, 20, 25. Here we go. We have this 2-minute right here, which is a trade I should not have taken. Why I thought this was a good idea? I had just signed on the charts. I saw the momentum, and honestly, I just FOMO'd. Totally just FOMO'd in for that. Pretty fucking retarded. Shouldn't have done that. It was light size, but I do have a checklist, and none of my confluences on here hit other than there's a single FVG, and we had good momentum. There was no high time frame delivery from anywhere, and there was no liquidity sweep. That was straight up horrendous. That is a trade that did not need to be taken. I only took it on one account, but that doesn't matter. There's no need to take that trade. That was stupid. But now on to the day where we took some trades on all the fundeds, all 5 fundeds. Took 2 losses and 1 W. Did end up ending the day negative $25, which I am okay with. I did take another trade on a eval, because after my 2 inversions failed, I did not want to lose a third one, so I just took it on eval, which I'll get into now. You can see these are the 2 inversions I took right here. At 9:41, this inversion back up, we had swept out this liquidity here, which was also a 15-minute gap. Rejecting this 15-minute gap was kind of what I was playing off of. And we had the same confluences for the next trade. It just happened to sweep again. So out on this candle, I got stopped out here. Then we re-inverted right here. I'm not too sure what's up with the candlestick here, but this was another FVG, and we closed above this, which I would have considered an order block, and then we shot straight back down. So that was negative $600 for me right there in those 2 trades. I was pretty confident on the draw, especially with these we had sets of equal highs up here, right here, and right here on regular NQ. So I thought that draw was pretty obvious. And it was, but it just took until macro time to take off. So something I wrote down in my notes is that I may need to start taking half-size trades outside of macro time to limit my losses there, because the macro time just holds it down. It's insane. 1050 to 1010 is insane, and 950 to 1010 is insane, and 1050 to 1110 is usually insane, and usually open is pretty strong too. But usually I'd say within the first 5 minutes of open, it can be crazy volatile. So that's something I have to remember, and we'll take notes on when I do my weekly analysis and look over all my trades for this week. I think the reason why this trade ended up working, this is the one I took on eval, ended up working was because we did hit the macro time, and we did come down a little bit further into a discounted 15-minute. It's small, but there's also a larger 5-minute here, and we swept out this liquidity. And I didn't want to take this again. If we were going to continue down, fill this gap potentially down here, because I wasn't totally against that. Where's my indicator? What the fuck? Which was London. So I didn't want to take a third setup in kind of the same area with London still below and moving down so strongly. The trade did end up working, and I did catch on eval for 1.5, but it was on a 100K account. I bought a 100K account for some reason a long time ago, and I never really use it, so it was just like a way to get the trade off my mind. But yeah, that 1 minute did end up working here. Would have been in right here, break even here, and we had those equal highs over here and I believe here. And my target for the day was Asia session from previous day high. And I will get into the trade, my chase play that I took. It was off a 5 minute, this right here, closing above everything. Been right here was my entry. In this general area, maybe it was actually previous to it closing, but we closed above the gap. Yeah, there were no gaps really left to fill, so I think maybe I entered some here, and then I re-added after we created that second OB. So I DCA'd in, so on the 5 minute here, got in over there, created this OB. My stop was really tight. I did not want to lose here, and my target was, I think, 4 here. It was high RR and maybe not the best trade. It did play out. These chase plays do seem to be working for me as of lately. And the draw is just so strong, it's hard to fade, because I just can almost guarantee price is going to go there, and I have such a tight stop that it makes the RR huge. And yeah, so that was that. Got out at the Asia high. Not a bad day. Happy to make back some of my losses on that chase play, because I was pretty bummed, honestly, after those 2 losses, and then watching it take off shortly after, literally 5 minutes after. So definitely happy to make some of that money back. But unfortunately, those 2 plays failed. I almost just stepped away from the computer, but I ended up taking that eval, so. Okay with today. Definitely need to be a little better with following my rules here. My rules are it must bounce off a key level, which it did, that 15 minute. This first trade did not. This was not following my rules. It must have a clear draw, clear targets, in line with bias. And that's kind of really all I have for my set rules. And the inversion's my entry model. So my checklist I have here, other than my rules, which would be to bounce off the high time frame or liquidity sweep and aligns with my bias, because liquidity is really the main focus here. My inversion model is just the way I enter. So yeah, but my checklist is it obvious? Like, does it seem obvious, and would I be mad if I lost? I wasn't really mad that I lost those 1 minutes. But I would have been mad if I lost the third one. I was like a little tilted, but I wasn't mad. They weren't bad setups. The first setup was a bad setup. I should not have taken that. The chase play maybe was a little bit revengey, but I did have risk management well set. Targets got hit for the day. Need to be better with my rules. And that concludes 10, 15, 20, 25. If I do end up taking any PM trades, I will go over them in here.